people joke like, Bored Apes are like Birkin bags for tech bros, but like, it's kind of true. Like it is. It signals something about your values and the community that you want to be a part of, but it also signals some sort of status or wealth.
The role of fashion in my eyes is as a signaling mechanism. So, you're demonstrating your self-expression. Maybe you're demonstrating your status. You're potentially also showing your affiliation through, your brand identity, these kind of elements of tribalism. And in the physical world, you are bound to your physical biological body as this kind of baseline. However, when we're moving to these fully created digital identities where you are molding an avatar however you would like, your relationship to the clothing is going to be completely different. And so I think a really brilliant example is what we're seeing in Fortnite, where we've seen what's known as a default culture emerge, where if you are wearing a default skin, so essentially the skin that you get when you first enter the game, you're actually now slated by other players, and there's an entire YouTube genre about it. The people who are doing that slating, in my eyes, this is not, your traditional fashion girl you're going to be seeing at the front row of Fashion Week who's looking everybody else up and down. It's people who would have never seen themselves as fashionistas or judgy in terms of aesthetics, who are now engaging because it's become such a powerful signaling mechanism in this world. Fortnite is not a fashion game. It isn't a game where what you wear is linked to your success in game, and the majority of these skins are actually bought. So the fact that these underlying social factors where fashion has become so important have arisen, for me, is really indicative of the shift that we're going to see in the next few years as we move direct to avatar.
It seems like there's this sort of like core human desire to be recognized, to be distinguished, to project some specific personality traits or character traits or signal some allegiance to some group of people, right? A way that we've always done that in our appearance, in the same way you might wear like, a certain hairstyle or a jacket or whatever. You can also wear a Bored Ape on your Twitter, right? The question I have for you is like, how do you see it evolving? Like all of a sudden last year, it became cool to have your profile picture not be an actual picture of you, but to be something that you bought, basically. Like, what do you think might happen next? Like, what are the other surface areas you think will sort of be utilized, I guess, for these purposes that currently aren't?
Great question. And I love the term surface area that you use, because in a very similar way to Fortnite, it's all about context, right? For me, I think interoperability is obviously absolutely integral, but I think there are certain conditions behind it. So an example that I use is the way that you wouldn't wear an haute couture dress to an NBA game, and you wouldn't wear your signed NBA shirt to an haute couture show, because you wouldn't be signaling in the way that you would want to. The people there really wouldn't care. So what's super important to look at when you're thinking about, where is digital fashion going to be the next big thing, is where are the underlying characteristics that make it a valuable or powerful social signaler going to emerge, and why?